Okay, in our last video we did inventory zones and counting, and we left off right where we're at. And you see that count that we had done. I also showed you how to submit and combine counts through the submission or do it in the edit process, and that's how we got to this one item. And at this point I was going to show you the variance and how that works. But I also want to show you this step. This inventory was where we were testing and training, and we don't need this. This is was just make-believe, so we're going to delete it right here. If I click right there, I can delete that. And that way we don't have a inventory sitting here that may be used for purposes of variance or something like that we don't want to use. And so this is historical, so you can see the dates they were taken, who took it, and so on. There's quite a few here. And we are going to navigate back to inventory, and I'll show you variance. And that's one of the options here on the inventory fuse panel. The important thing about variance is you have to have two inventories from different dates to compare to create your variance. So if we click on this, you'll see those two by Eric Armada, or Amato, and we'll select both of them because one of them was on the 19th and one was on the 20th. And we say set the date range, so it's going to set those, and it'll automatically put the newest or the oldest date as the start and the newest date as the ending. And so they're in there. Our system is automatically bringing in what you ordered, whether it was a manual invoice or an electronically received invoice. It's calculating your cases sold based on your recipes, and it will give an ideal count, and then your ending count that you physically put into the system. What we want to look at, if you come up here to the show box, we can tell it to show us just items with variance. So if we click that now, we see the items that were counted. So there was the beginning inventory from the 19th. There was nothing received on an order. This is what we sold based on calculations from recipes. This is what the system gives as a ideal count. That's what the count should have been based on the recipes and the orders and the inventory. And this is the actual count that was entered by Eric, and you can see his variances. So I got a variance of a half a case of cheese, 0.7 basically of the chicken fajita strips, lettuce, and so on, and what the dollar value of that is and what percentage that is of the total value. And so this is where you can see the variances. If you had any that were positive, those would appear here as well. And so you can begin your research from here. So if you think that's wrong, you can go back and check and say, well, did I receive an order that's not there? That could change it. Wasn't my beginning inventory accurate? This is being calculated from your recipes. Could there be an error in recipes? Or was my ending in error? Did I miss a half a case somewhere that I should have counted? So that's how you would go back and check those items. And that's what variance is for. You can pick different dates, and you can compare any two. So if you wanted to compare, say, this one from the 17th that Linda did to the one on the 20th that Eric did, and say set the range, it'll do the exact same thing. It's going to take the oldest date and make it the beginning. You got to hit this button, remember. It's going to take the oldest date and make it the start inventory. And it'll take the most recent data and make it the ending. So we will tell once again, say I only want to see the variances. And so you can see them. And so that's, what, 3 days apart? So now you notice we received product. Once again, what was sold based on our sales velocity and our recipes, what the ideal count should be, the system calculated, what your ending count that was put in by Eric, and then so you see these, and because of it's a broader variance, we've now put an exclamation point there saying, hey, there's something up. You shouldn't be missing that much cheese, right? Same with your turkey here. It says you're missing 3.3 cases. So something is awry, and so you want to go research those, and that's how variance works. And that is the end of our